Hi, this is Scott Brumley, and today we're going to talk about a service that I use in my practice called Bill.com. Let's take a look at a brief overview of Bill.com.
Every business struggles with managing finances. Shuffling papers, paying bills, and searching through filing cabinets is a drag. Bill.com automates the entire process, making it easy to manage finances in real time. All employees and even your outside accountant have access to what they need, no matter where they are. Each person has their own to-do list and receives automated email reminders to stay on top of things. So what about paying bills? You or your vendor emails or faxes the bill directly into your Bill.com account. Once it's in the system, you simply route the bill to the appropriate coworker for their comments and approval. And since each document is linked to its transaction history, it's a cinch to get all the details and supporting documents. And best of all, no more printing checks. Payments can be sent electronically. Transaction information can be easily exported to your accounting package, making life a breeze. I can access financial info from my home, office, or while on the road. Keeping your finances in focus gives you time for everything else. It's that simple. Bill.com.
Let's log into Bill.com and take a look at it. One thing that you get when you sign up for Bill.com is you get a unique fax number and a unique email address. You can instruct your vendors to send your bills directly to that fax number or that email address. It'll show up in your inbox without you even having to touch the paperwork. Let's take a look at the inbox. Here I see that we have a couple of bills that have been sent in. These two particular bills I happen to know were scanned and sent as an email attachment to me. I then forwarded that to the Bill.com email address. It shows up in the inbox. You click on it. You say that it is a new bill. You would type in the vendor name. Invoice number. The amount. And then down below, we see that we want to add different approvers to the bill. And we click next. Get back to the inbox, and now that one bill that I just approved, set up for approval, has been routed to the appropriate person, and I see the remaining one here. You also have the ability to scan documents, invoices to be paid on your local computer scanner, save it to your hard drive, and you can click here to browse to find that particular document and then upload it into the inbox. So let's take a look and see about the approval process. We go to payables and look at my bills. These are bills that have been routed to me for approval, and this is the one that we just set up to be approved. And this particular check is a check that was pre-authorized and it's already been handwritten. This is just a documentation receipt to back up that check. And as you see here down below, you can add more approvers if you need more than one approval. This is kind of a unique situation, but sometimes you'll have a certain process where you need to have more than one person approve a bill. And you would click add more approvals, and down below you would select the next person to approve. You could write a brief note and you click save, but this has already been handwritten, so I'm just going to cancel out, and I'm going to go ahead and approve this bill. That takes it out of my box to approve, And now let's go look at pay bills. We now see this check showing up. The status has been approved. We have 2 bills, and down below you can see you have an option of either paying it through bill.com, which will automatically send a check to the vendor and deduct it from your bank account, or you can set it up to be paid in QuickBooks. And bill.com integrates with QuickBooks very nicely. So we actually have 2 different situations here. So I'm going to select one, and this is one I want to go directly through bill.com's. And I'm going to say pay. Now that check's on the way. I'm going to come back to pay bills again. Now we have this other bill that already has been prepaid, and we do not want this to go out as another payment because the check's already been paid. So what we want to do is we want to tell QuickBooks that it has already been paid. And so we're going to select it, record to as paid, or print in QuickBooks. And then it comes here, and we have an option that we can set it up as a payment to be paid through a check in QuickBooks, or enter a check number. And we will say, give it a check number and put ACH because it was through Sam's telecheck. And let's click Save. And now return to pay bills, and then there's nothing left to be paid. If you come here and look at the overview, home, you see a calendar with the payments that are scheduled to come out and what the bank balance would be after those payments. So you have a little bit of cash flow management. Now let's look and see how we would get the transactions we've entered in bill.com into QuickBooks. You open up QuickBooks. You would do a one-time installation of a plugin application, and it will put a bill.com menu item on under your file menu. You go down to where you see the bill.com, go over to sync, click sync, and now it will start syncing all the transactions in bill.com into QuickBooks. It will add any new vendors or accounts that you set up in QuickBooks and put it into bill.com. Any new accounts or vendors that you set up in bill.com, it will put it into QuickBooks, so it syncs both ways. And it will record all the bills to be paid and all the payments. And that's all it is to it. When you're finished, you'll get this display, and just close out and everything is synced properly. Bill.com is great to use, particularly if you have trouble coordinating schedules for bill approval. A lot of nonprofit groups rely on volunteers that don't work in the same building. A lot of times they have to coordinate their schedules to sign approval forms, and this way it can be routed via email quickly and approved quickly and paid quickly. Also, you may have situations where, even on a personal level, say you have siblings that are in charge of paying the expenses of their parents who might be elderly. You can have the bills come in, and you can make sure that each of the siblings that want to be responsible for approving and paying will have access to the information. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing this tutorial on bill.com, and if you have any questions, please give me a call. Email address is scott@brumley.com. My website is brumley.com.